Good evening, everyone. Good evening. My name is Michael Gilmour. I've been a member of the Society since 1996. But as Stuart said in his introductory remarks, this year we celebrate the 25th anniversary of the Samuel Griffith Society. So this evening we are going to honour some of our original members who have been members for 25 continuous years. But before we bring up those 25-year members, and according to records that were kept initially by John and Nancy Stone, we have 53 continuous members, of which we're fortunate that 10 are here tonight and 11 will be with us over the course of the weekend. But I ask that you go back in your minds, if possible, if you're not a scholar who was born post-1992, go back to 1992 when John Paul II was Pope, John Major was Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, George H.W. Bush was President of the United States, and of course, closer to home, Paul Keating was Prime Minister of Australia. But more disturbingly, Sir Anthony Mason was Chief Justice of the High Court of Australia. Now, I think it would be fair to say that the creation of the Society was in some small part a reaction to the Mason Courts. And indeed, 1992, depending on what side of the pendulum you find yourself on, was perhaps the worst year of the Mason Court. We had nationwide news and wills, we had Australian Capital Television and the Commonwealth, where the High Court, off on a bit of a frolic, creatively found implied rights in our Constitution. So without wishing to put words into the mouth of John Stone, I think it would be fair to say that the Mason Court is one of the reasons why this society exists. But first and foremost, as we see in under the coat of arms of our society, upholding the Constitution, I think the first principle that this society defends is that the only legitimate way to change our Constitution is by way of the mechanism in Section 128. Not through judicial activism, but through Section 128. And that's the bedrock principle of this society. So now I'd like to invite, and I'll read them by name, one by one, those original members which are here tonight. And I do make an apology in advance. We've had to go back over records for a 25-year period, appreciating that when records were first kept, we had paper ledgers and the like. It wasn't all Excel spreadsheets and Access databases. So I sincerely apologise if inadvertently we have missed anyone. So what I'm going to ask when I read names out is if you could come to the front, and once we've got you assembled at the front, we're going to have a photo of those 25-year members. So that's what we propose to do here. Starting, of course, with our President and Chairman, Mr. Ian Callanan. Thank you, Judge. Alison Copeman. Noel Crichton-Brown. Remain on your seat, please. Bill Hassel. They all seem to be congregated on the same table. John Hyde. Oh, no, not yet. I understand he'll be joining us later over the weekend. Bevan Lawrence. Ron Manners. Special cheer for Ron. Our Secretary, Stuart Wood. And last, but by no means least, our co-founders, John and Nancy Stone. We've just had an update from Dr. Nancy Stone. Glenys Gunther has also been a 25-year member, according to Dr. Stone. So please, Glenys, join the photo.